Well, Ron Paul, Texan libertarian and anti-establishment Republican who ran for the presidential nomination in 2008 and 2012, joins us from Texas. A very good evening to you. You didn't endorse Donald Trump. I just wonder whether you're coming round to him now.
Not really. I'm watching things closely, but yes, I am not overly optimistic. But I hear some things that seem to be better. But I think he has a terrible task because I think he honestly now wants to tone down, make appointments here and make appointments there. But it's not going to be so simple. If he makes an appointment like Priebus, he's not going to convert those people who don't like him to begin with. And if he makes one with like Bannon, he's not going to, appease everybody. So he's going to annoy both sides rather than bringing people together, because I think people have really underestimated. I think the election had a lot to do with economics and people's not making a good living. And this brings up the subject of the immigration. Immigration shouldn't be a problem, because if we in the United States had a healthy economy, we would want more labor. But when our economy is weak and immigrants are brought in and it costs a lot of money and taxes go up and they get welfare benefits, then that becomes real annoying. And then they say, well, it's the Mexicans' fault or it's China's fault, imports. So they attack free trade and different things. So I think that the answer to all this bickering back and forth and accusing, each side does the accusations that they're bad people. I think that if they realize that they could take a little bit of responsibility for the system that we have here that is failing. And I think this could be probably said about Europe as well, because the economies aren't good in the world,
Mr. Paul,
and nobody wants to deal with the debt.
Mr. Paul, I do want to ask you about the conservative movement in the US, because it seems to be all over the place at the moment. Bear with me as I think about it. You've got evangelicals who are supporting Donald Trump. Donald Trump isn't an evangelical. His behaviour isn't evangelical. You've got small government conservatives. Donald Trump isn't a small government conservative. Libertarians like yourself, you believe in immigration. You don't believe it. You believe in free trade. These are the things, the precise opposite of what Donald Trump was voted on. The neocons. I mean, the neocons want to bomb everywhere. Donald Trump is against bombing anywhere. The whole movement is just in a complete muddle at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the way you describe it, it is a muddle, but you should throw libertarians in with conservatives, because conservatives and liberals are in a muddle. They come together because they believe in interventionism, and if you extend that, there's the fascists and the socialists and the populists. They're all interventionists. Government does this, this, and this. Now, the libertarian looks at it as completely differently. They don't look at it as groups of people that we have to take care of blacks and certain groups, and we don't punish people and reward people. What we do is protect the individual. So we're not all over the place. We
not
have
the libertarians,
definite belief.
But the conservatives are. You use the word fascist, actually. I wonder, you don't have to go far to find people who are pretty serious, not just on the street, but pretty serious, saying Donald Trump does look quite like a fascist. I wonder whether you think there's anything in that at all.
No, I wouldn't think that, but I think that our society has produced a system called, it's capital, it benefits, the benefits of the government and business working together. That's been going on for a long time. It's pseudo-capitalist, has nothing to do with it, but I don't think it's because most of the time fascism is seen as militant. But if you have corporatism, it's every bit as harmful to the economy, and there's different forms of corporatism. You have Sanders. He's a corporatist. He believed in using corporations and money and making us around, and Trump in a way will be too, because he wants to protect the corporations with protective tariffs and different things. So that's a whole different story. Okay. But the libertarian doesn't want to be an interventionist. He wants to be a non-intervention. The purpose of the government is to protect liberty, and that's quite a bit different. And nobody talked about liberty during the campaign. Nobody talks about what the true role of government is in a free society. It's always the assumption that the government has to take care of everybody and solve everybody's problem.
You've done so here. Very nice to talk to you. Ron Paul, thank you very much. Thanks.